happened. I'm not
Sarah.
Maybe
she was anti-werewolf. And we were like, read this book about werewolves.
Wait, why was she anti-werewolf?
I don't think she was anti-werewolf.
I might be creating false memories. Maybe we were talking about Twilight. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. Although this guy in this book was like channeling Edward mad hard.
Ugh, I fucking hated him.
I made a list.
I made a list.
Okay, so hello, internet. Oh my god, is that you, internet? I haven't seen you in so long. You look so good. We're only lovers left in the library, and we read romance with Vaginal Fantasy.
They don't exist anymore.
What? Of course they exist. But they are no longer having like hangouts, live hangouts, but the forum is still like alive and well. And I want to take a moment at the top of the hangout to just kind of like personally to all the ladies, to Felicia, Bonnie, Veronica, and Kayla, to tell them thank you for creating the book club and then like inspiring me to read more romance, like shamelessly, and then inspiring me to shamelessly rope my friends into reading it with me and then getting together. Like, I know that we do this live, but I mean, it's great if people watch it and comment. And I was always really afraid that like, oh, they're going to think that we're like copying them or whatever. But I like doing it live because it kind of holds us accountable for what we say and doing it, period. But it also is just a really good way to keep in touch with you guys. And we've been doing this for like 2 years, and it just would not have happened had it not been for Vaginal Fantasy. So I want to say thank you. And I will miss you every month, and I'm really sad. But you got to do what you got to do, and I'm ready to like go on this journey with my girls and wherever the other girls go to. So I'm done. Anyway, so we read like a stupid werewolf book this month. What was this, the alternate book? I don't know which one was the main book, which one was the alternate.
I don't know. I'm hung up on the fact that you just called it stupid, like you're trying to be cool when 5 minutes ago, you know what, guys, I really like this book.
Okay, let's dive right in. And if you are itching to read Molly Harper's series, there will be spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, keep watching. Just press mute.
Thyself.
No, just keep watching. We could use the view, and just mute it, and then also like it, and then also subscribe and whatever. So we read How to Flirt with a Naked Werewolf by Molly Harper. And this book is, I've got the summary. Does anyone want to read it, or?
Oh, I have it. I pulled it up.
Do it, Tosh.
I'm just adjusting my hair because it's very cartoony.
No, I like it because you look kind of like werewolfy right now.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh,
I would definitely be a werewolf.
And Tosh is also, what do you have, like your survival food? Like if you were like I'm
eating a Slim Jim because I was waiting for my Thai food to get delivered, and it just got delivered, but I'm not going to eat Thai food in front of you, internet, because we're not there yet.
What? So, you scraped beans off a can once. We're there.
Yeah, but it was like me off screen eating beans. And I've got my beer because this is what would keep me company in the cold Alaskan nights. And also just to make sure this is not that red hat.
Gotcha.
It says spiritual gangster. I got this at a yoga festival. Okay. Let's do that.
Well, Andrea, what are you wearing for the hangout?
Well, I am in a very cozy sweater and a hat because I'd get cold very easily. I have very poor circulation. So unless I had maybe like 4 werewolves keeping me warm, I would be wearing this. And then I have, my little pupster.
Puppy guardian.
Yeah. That's it. I don't think I could drink beer when I'm cold. So no beer for me.
You can have mulled wine.
I could. That would be delicious. Or like hot cider with rum. But I didn't have either of those things. And
I've never had mulled wine. That sounds disgusting.
What? No. Okay, Kris, hang on a sec. When you come here for the summer, Kris,
you gonna make me drink hot alcohol?
Yes, and you're gonna freaking love it, even though it's gonna be the middle of summer.
Okay. Well, there's like air conditioner. Oh, well, I've had a what do you call that? That thing that's hot, but Irish coffee. I've had that. But there's something about mulled wine that sounds like, ugh. Like, it sounds like I had wine and I'm puking and it's hot.
No,
so
it
it's coming up.
No,
Am I just a plebe and I don't get it?
Yeah, we'll fix this. This is going to be like baths all over again.
What? How dare you?
Andrea will fix you. It's okay.
I'll try.
Cool. Well, I'm wearing my only kind of like flannelly shirt. There you go. You saw it. It's coming off because I live on a tropical island and it's too freaking hot for this. So I'm ready now. Let's go, Tosh. Read us a summary.
All right. Why does it say northern exposure? All right, whatever. Even in Grundy, Alaska, it's unusual to find a naked guy with a bear trap clamped on his ankle on your porch. But when said guy turns into a wolf, recent Southern transplant Mo Weinstein has no difficulty identifying the problem. Her surly neighbor, Cooper Graham, who has been openly critical of Mo's ability to adapt to life in Alaska, has trouble of his own. Werewolf trouble. For Cooper, an alpha in self-imposed exile from his dysfunctional pack, it's love at first sniff when it comes to Mo. Well, that's false advertisement. But Cooper has an even more pressing concern on his mind. Several people around Grundy have been victims of wolf attacks, and since Cooper has no memory of what he gets up to while in werewolf form, he's worried he might be the violent canine in question. If a wolf cries wolf, it makes sense to listen, yet Mo's convinced that Cooper is not the culprit. Except, if he's not responsible, then who is? And when a werewolf falls head over haunches in love with you, what are you supposed to do anyway? The rules of dating just got a whole lot more complicated.
Ellipsis.
Except it's 4 dots.
Right? Ellipsis plus 1. Cool. Okay.
3 stars.
Hold on a second. This mentioned something and I'm like, what? What happened? Oh, okay. Did anyone was I the only one who was reading Grundle whenever they talked about Grundy, Alaska? Do you guys know what a Grundle is?
Isn't that like oh, I know this.
It's like the space between your butthole and your genitals, that little bit of skin. Your taint.
Oh,
it's another word for taint.
Oh, no. I thought it was some sort of a monster.
No. Grendel.
That's what I was thinking of. Like, what is this, Beowulf?
I guess I was the only one then. But she made it sound like it sounded like a cozy town, but it also sounded like a shithole. So I was like, oh, that's so appropriate. Wow.
The in-between spot.
Okay. So who wants to go first? Just give me your general impressions.
Wait, we should go in order. Like, I gave it 2 stars, Tashay gave it 3 stars, and
I haven't rated it. I was waiting to talk about it. I know that's not fair, but fuck it. It's my life. I'll do what I want. I'll rate what I want. So.
Okay. So I can go first.
Sure. Well, you also no. Okay, we could do it this way, or like we can go to Tashay read it first. She got the gold.
Okay.
Gold, silver, bronze, because I like finished last.
You don't care because you finished last either way. Like,
yeah, part of the evil plan.
You can go first, Tashay. Unless you want me to go first.
I can go first. Sorry, that was a lot of beef jerky. Oh my god.
It's okay, you're surviving.
All right, so dear internet, the reason I finished this first is because I was on an airplane and I was really nervous about the turbulence. So I just focused on reading about wolves and trying to get to the sex scene. Because I figured God's not going to kill me while I'm reading a book about werewolves having sex. And he didn't, because I'm here.
Why am I getting the reminder? Did you just get that reminder?
For what?
For like the hangout? That's 20 minutes late.
Oh,
that's weird.
What the fuck?
Okay, go on. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
So, my thoughts on this book. Okay. The book was entertaining. I didn't have too many problems with the plot or any of the details other than it seemed very played out. Guy meets girl, guy and girl don't get along. Girl finds out guy's a werewolf. And then I guess he's super into how she smells. I don't know. My main issue was how he treated the relationship, because when they do hook up and start going out, he does that thing where he just like leaves because he can't deal with it, and then comes back, and before having any sort of conversation about it, they like have sex. This happens like twice. Like, he leaves her because he's dealing with his werewolf shit. He doesn't say anything to her, doesn't explain anything to her, leaves, comes back, and is like, he doesn't even say anything. At some point they have sex, and then afterwards she's like, oh my god, wait, I can't believe we did that. You like left. Meh. I'm like, Mira, girl, come on. Like, have some self-respect. Fuck. He doesn't talk to you about anything. He doesn't give you any information about his life. He's like being super secretive, and then he's a dick to you and leaves. And then he just shows, he like runs naked, pounces through the door, tackles her, starts fucking her on the floor. I'd be like, ¿Qué hace? I'd be like, what the fuck is none of this until you tell me what the fuck is going on. Come on.
I made a note of like, I'm sure Tashay didn't like this.
No, I don't like.
Which is funny because I'm always the one that's like, he's crazy, get away from him. But I was like, okay, I see it. I don't know, maybe my seed of mine this month, and just like, let's go with it.
Nah, man, fuck that shit. Like, it's enough that it's like she finds him, and it's like, okay, you're a wolf, cool. And then he just like makes out with her in an alley after she's been almost assaulted, and then it's like, oh, I didn't know, oh my god, but you know, say it rubbed me the wrong way. There's like very little respect for boundaries in this book, and usually I find that shit kind of sexy if there's like a built-in thing already, but I just felt like there was no, like, they were kind of getting along a little bit, and he wasn't being a total asshole to her at the bar, and then suddenly they're in love. There was no transition in the relationship. And then I fucking hated that other guy she was dating, Mr. Nice Guy. I kept waiting.
Barf City.
I kept waiting because there's another guy who they set up as like her possible other love interest. And for the first chunk, I thought he was gay. And then for the second chunk, I was waiting for him to rape her because he was such a nice guy character. And everyone's like, you shouldn't trust him. You shouldn't date him. And then everyone else is like, you should date him. You should be with him. I'm like, look, he slipped a roofie in someone's drink. Like, I don't know who this random guy is. She wears like a low-cut dress to a party, and like everyone's trying to get in her. I don't know.
Okay.
Plus, I feel like she didn't really do anything.
No, she
moved to Alaska. She didn't die, and then like she had sex with a werewolf. I like that she got a job. I mean, no, that's not true. I totally expected her to work at the restaurant. The way they phrased her being such a good cook and like, I'm just going to make up all these, oh my God, these recipes. I'm like, you don't know how to cook. Stop lying. I don't believe any of this. I don't believe that you actually know anything as far as how the kitchen works. I don't trust any of this shit.
Understood. What about you, Andrea? Awfully quiet in that corner.
No, I
I can hear you.
Stars.
Okay.
The writing really annoyed me, like from the get-go. I just didn't like how she wrote. But I also didn't believe in the relationship like at all. Like Tashay said, I didn't like feel the chemistry. Like she kept saying that she found him hot, but I couldn't feel that she thought he was hot. And then it just the whole thing felt so like jumpy and stilted to me. Like there were no smooth transitions. Like I marked in the book where like what Tashay was talking about, like they were in the alley and she got like assaulted or whatever, and he comes out and they're fighting, and she's like mad at him and she looks at him in the eyes, and then she's like, wait, actually I marked it. She was like, the rational side of my brain had a hard time catching up to my rampant disbelief. The man had too much gentleness to fit into one corporeal form. And then she just goes like, he's a wolf. And like who just goes from, oh wait, yeah, Cleo must be a wolf. But that explains it all. Like, it just seemed so unbelievable to me. And then when they started dating, it seemed really unbelievable to me. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, they were like living together, and it was just,
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't like.
I would have believed this had she been a lady werewolf and they were like lesbians, and then I would have been like, okay. It did move like super fast.
I don't know. It's like, and I know I told this to you guys in chat, like on paper, like he's exactly the kind of character that I love. Like on paper, that's the kind of like male protagonist I'm always like,
Mr. Rochester Wolf.
Yeah, but like in this particular case, I don't know, it just didn't translate for me, and I just wasn't into him, wasn't into the relationship.
That's funny because that's why we like picked this book. I feel like it's like, oh, this is a werewolf book. Andrea's gonna love this.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna.
I don't know. The plot was okay. Like, it was pretty predictable.
Did Andrea freeze on you? Okay, yeah. Let me text him. Yeah, but you froze for a second.
Can you guys see me, hear me?
I can see you and hear you now, but you like glitched for a little bit over there. Do you feel like Andrea's computer's too far from the router?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh God, it's a ghost.
All right, I don't know.
She's disappeared. Oh, okay, you're back.
No, I mean, it wasn't like the plot wasn't as annoying to me as the fish that I couldn't finish. I will never live that book down.
You'll never get over that.
It was predictable, but I didn't like. There were moments that, like, I enjoyed somewhat. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna forget this book in a month. I'm never gonna remember it again. It is the most forgettable book that we have read in a while because it was bad, but it wasn't like his cum tastes like champagne bad. Middle.
Hey, that was the other werewolf book. That's the one that we read. Remember, I couldn't like figure it out.
That's so funny.
That's the one. I'll have to go back and but like scroll through our hangout because that's, I feel, where we talked about Blood and Chocolate.
Well, you know, I feel like now that you mention it, really our werewolf books in general have been pretty mediocre. Like, we need to step up our werewolf romance for sure.
I'm here for it. If anyone is still watching
Blood and Chocolate
until this point, if you have like Blood and Chocolate is my go-to, but if you like have any like good werewolf book recommendations, I am just so open. I'm so ready to read them.
Yes, like people, I love wolves. And I love hairy wolfish men. So I will read any werewolf book for sure. Kris, stop. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you.
No,
it's your turn. Bye.
No, it was just, you're so earnest, and it filled me with joy. That's what that was.
Okay.
Well, shit. We picked this book because I think this was the alt, and we're like, okay, let's just read the werewolf book because I'm sure that's gonna be sexy because it's got the title, right? Yeah. It's like when you tell people, oh yeah, I'm in book club, we read romance, and they're like, oh, what do you read? And then you always go to like Taken by the T-Rex. That book has like you know, it's got the
pizzazz in the title.
Yeah, it's got the pizzazz. Like, it's everything. I was scandalized by the little amount of flirting that there was in this book. There was no flirting, and the flirting with
the
and it was so cringy. I highlighted every single thing because every time they would make a joke, I'd be like, bleh. But wait,
you know what? That just reminded me of something that really pissed me. Like, none of the characters in this book have any regard for one another, and I will never forgive her for how she was like dating this one dude, and then walked through the door, and she just jumps in his arms.
The other guy.
She's such
and
a
the
bitch.
poor dude in the back, like, what a way to find out. I mean,
She's like, I'll deal with him later.
Yeah, deals. Yeah. And
Like,
then
have you
just
never
doesn't.
watched a movie where the nice guy, like, that's why he would assault you. That is why he would attack you later on in the story if this had been written differently.
She's watching
Because
too many
you did.
Sandra Bullock movies. That's what it is.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, yes. Okay,
Wait,
so
did I put where are my
their
notes?
flirting was like really cringy, and I hear you. I understand you. I thought that the plot was really quick and really predictable. I was like, okay, there's gonna, as soon as they have the pickup truck sex, I was like, she got pregnant. I was like, immediately I knew. But also, the ending wasn't like very satisfying. It was like wrapped up so fast. It was just like, that wasn't even a problem. Boom, boom, boom. We're done. That being said, even though the flirtiness was pretty cringy, I didn't hate this protagonist, and I thought that it was really, I thought the book was funny. Like I was like, I thought that there were some parts that were funny and pretty charming enough for me to be like, huh, I wonder why the girls hated this so much. Like I was like, I don't see it. I don't know what because it seemed harmless.
Okay.
Era tan pendeja. Like, I just wanted to smack her.
Yeah.
There were times
Even the way they tried to make her unique by like being super into buying very, very expensive lingerie.
Yeah, that seemed really, really specific.
What was that?
It was like a setup that had no
There was no payoff.
No payoff. But I was able to kind of like connect with her in the sense that she had, that she had kind of like as she grew older, had a strenuous relationship with her parents, and they had to establish a lot of boundaries. And I felt like I got her in that regard. I felt like it's not that I liked her, I just understood. And I was happy. I wasn't happy. I was like, okay, that's good that she got the job. I knew she was going to get the job, but I was glad that she was thriving. Because here's the thing, like when it's like a really fast little romance, there's always like just so much like suffering for the main character. And they were all suffering from like, I'm confused and I think I'm Twilight, right? She was always getting in trouble. She was always running into danger. And he was always just happens to be around lurking. But it just wasn't as creepy as Twilight. So I was okay with it.
I've never read Twilight.
Yeah, you're fine. We should watch the movies.
Fine. Do a drunk review of Twilight.
Yes. No. Look, if we're having mulled wine, you're watching Twilight with me.
No, I have gone this long without watching them and without reading them, and I refuse.
Come on.
Okay, the only reason I would watch Twilight is if we made a bet of some sort and I lost.
Okay, what can I win? Definitely. I'll think about it. You heard it here, internet. I'm writing it down.
Okay, the only time that I was reading her stuff and I was like, okay, word, I guess I would do the same thing, was when he's like passed out on her sofa recovering from injuries and she's like, if he had an incredibly small penis, it might explain why he was being such an ass all the time. Watching his face, I lifted the blanket and snuck a peek. Wow. Well, there goes that theory.
See, okay, and I came into this book thinking that I was gonna not like it. I looked, because the first line, it says, when a naked man shows up on your doorstep with a bear trap clapped around his ankle, it's best just do what he asks. And my note is literally, I wrote a note there, and it says no. No. You don't have to do anything you don't want, Mo. But then later on, I just kind of like kept highlighting things like, oh, that's funny. When he comes back, that scene where he leaves for a really long time working his issues out in wolf form, and then he comes back and they have that like crazy hormonal, passionate fuck fest, and then she kicks him out of the house, but he doesn't leave. He just kind of curls up on the welcome mat and like waits her out and just like stays there, and he scratches on the door when he wants to go in. I thought that was really funny. I could like picture it. It was adorable. I want a werewolf boyfriend or girlfriend.
Well, when he comes back and they fuck the same way they fucked the last time, she's like, my panties were unmoored casually. And my note was, no, you weak ass bitch.
Yeah, I agree that there were times when she like frustrated me. When she was like, well, what if I told Alan that there's a huge population of wolves? I was like, kill her. Kill this. Kill the a Caucasian.
Yeah. And then he bites her at
I
one
was like,
point,
well-
and I was like,
This is why you don't tell strangers about your werewolf secrets.
mm,
Because then they just want whenever people start dying, they want to rat you out.
every
Okay.
fucking time.
I was like,
I
Evie,
also-
kill her now. But that didn't happen.
Oh, and then y pa colmo, let's talk about the fact that she's barely met his mom and his family. Like, she's met them once for like 5 minutes, but then she finds out she's pregnant and she goes, "Hi, Grandma Werewolf, I'm pregnant. Can you help? I don't know where my boyfriend is."
And everyone's like, he just runs away. It's a thing he does. But that's great. We're so happy.
Yeah.
You're going to have his baby. He'll
Yeah,
definitely come
yeah.
back to the pack. It's like, you don't,
They gave him a pass.
Like, you don't-
they gave him so many passes.
like, you don't know many absentee father figures, do you? Like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
What's...
But for the most part, I found the book to be harmless. Like there are certain things that are not great, but I didn't feel like she was in danger. So I felt like she was fine. I felt like they were two idiots and they were like fine together.
And then fucking the Harry Connick Jr. of this book, Alan, ends up with fucking her best friend at the other wedding, of course. They fucking get married and they set them up and they make goo
They
eyes
would
at
make
each
me
other.
perfect. Okay, so let's cast it really quick. So Alan is Harry Connick.
Fucking Harry Connick Jr. Every fucking time.
I imagine when I first started reading it and she has a southern accent, I imagine her like our friend Sarah. And I imagine like Cooper like Wasp. And then I couldn't get that image out of my mind for the longest time. So then they were watching Sandra Bullock movies and I started picturing
That's really
her.
funny because Was has no hair.
No. I know, but you know, whatever. I just sometimes can't get the image.
I need to tell Sarah to watch this episode because we've said her name like 20 times
Yeah,
tonight.
well, I'll be like, hey, watch our most recent hangout. Okay, so who do we cast as, or who would you cast as Mo or Moonstone Refreshing Vaginal Wash or whatever the fuck her name was?
I don't know. I don't even remember what she looks like anymore because I just
Well, the
she
cover
meant
is
nothing.
cartoony and it's
Big
okay.
boobs and blonde. I don't know.
Yeah, she's Caucasian. That's
Well, she has to be like fucking attractive enough that everyone in this town wanted to have sex with her.
so Sandra Bullock, there it is. We decided.
Yeah, but to be fair, there were no eligible women in this town, so I think
Yeah.
Okay, Sandra Bullock, but blonde, and it's all About Steve. That's Sandra Bullock.
Oh.
Wait, what about the girl from Mamma Mia?
Oh, Big
What's her
Eyed
name?
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, you know what? I like her better.
Okay,
I could
agree.
buy it. I could buy it.
I can see.
Okay, who did you imagine as Cooper, aside from like a very friendly Dominican man that we know?
Maybe some like teen actor from some CW movie, but older.
I pictured the guy. See, because I watched Frontier recently, so I pictured one of the guys that played the American Indians. I don't remember his name, but I was also picturing the guy that did Jacob Black, that Taylor Lautner dude.
Maybe
this seems like what happened after. Oh, forget it, Andrea. You're not gonna understand what I'm saying.
Maybe what's his face from Game of Thrones? Jon Snow. Does anyone remember what he looks like? Kit Harington?
I've never seen Game.
Hold on, Kit Harington. Kit Harington. Here we go. This guy.
Yeah, he looks annoying enough.
Whoa! Poor Kit Harington.
Cool. So we got Kit as Cam, Coop, Kit as Coop, Amy Seyfried as what's her tits.
Okay, but like
Harry Connick Jr. as
Harry Connick Jr. That's the nice
him
one.
so much.
Okay, seriously, not Taylor Lautner though.
No.
Not this guy.
No.
Okay, fine. Who else was important in this book?
No one.
Come on, there must have been. Okay, what else? Okay, so because this is a romance book club,
Taylor
right?
Lautner can be the bad guy.
Oh yeah, he can be Eli, which I saw coming a mile away. too. I'm like,
Yeah.
that guy.
Everyone should be listening to him because he's the new leader, but no one actually listened to anything he has to say.
Man,
Everyone-
he and Harry Connick Jr. are in cahoots. Ruining the story.
Everyone kind of treats him like a piece of shit, but he's still there. He's still there. He's been collecting.
Oh wait. What about the super angry sister?
Yeah. Okay. Maggie. That was her name.
Yeah.
I kind of really liked Maggie.
I liked her, and I didn't like how unnecessarily aggressive what's her tits was, because she doesn't know Maggie. She doesn't know the history of it, and I saw it being.
She straight up assaulted her.
She was being super aggressive with Maggie in a way that it was like, I'm going to be just as tough as you are, and this is going to make you respect me. Like, even when Maggie comes over to try to talk to her and say, hey, I'm trying to work things out, blah, blah, she's like, what do you want me to do, Maggie? Advice? Absolution? Go forth and be a bitch no more.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I also feel like it's because
bitch.
Maggie was just like this really tough, and then so that was her way of like being tough, but it came off like she was being a jerk.
Like, Maggie's been through some shit, and then her brother left and keeps having sex with this, like, lame person. And the guy who's in charge, like, probably can't even lift that much. And she knows that she should be the one in charge, but, gender norms, so.
Yeah. But, okay, so at the end of the...
I'll cast myself as Maggie.
Okay.
I want to be Maggie.
I like this actress from The Expanse. It's like a sci-fi show. She plays Bobby Draper, and I don't remember her name.
A legitimate child,
but I really like her. I like her a lot. She's like super tough. She wears like a suit, like, and her character in the books is amazing, and that's who I was picturing, because I could completely be intimidated by her. Also, she's gorgeous, and I kind of want more Maggie. And I was reading, and I think the second book, I know you're not going to read but I just want to let you know that the second book is de ella. It's her. It says, okay, I'm gonna read it.
I'm still not gonna read it.
I know, but I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna read you the description, and then I'll make my own life choices. So bearing it all. So when a snooping outsider, capital O, shows up to Grundy, investigate rumors of lycanthropic shenanigans in the area, the Valley's Pack Alpha, Maggie Graham, resolves to chase him away.
But instead, she sucks his dick.
I mean, Maggie can do what she wants because she's super tough. Should have been the protagonist of this book. But she's got her own book, so I'm pretty cool. Okay, because it's romance. What'd you think of the sex scenes? Because there was a few. I was like, not too.
0.
There were a few. I didn't like. I get it that he's a wolf and he's very bitey, but he did seem to take a lot of liberties without just. Just tell me what you're doing and then we can do it. It's fine. Just tell me.
When he bites her and she's like, what? And then he clamps onto her neck and keeps biting her. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That pissed me off.
Yeah, well, he was a little forceful. I don't know. But when he first kisses her too, it doesn't even have to go that far. When he first kisses her, they have no like rapport established. So I was like, whoa, is this gonna be a problem? It's not a problem. Whatever.
Like she's stressing out about something, and his reaction is to kiss her. I'm like, wow, you really read the situation wrong. Like I was just crying,
but he didn't read it wrong because she was into it.
He didn't know she was into it.
Well, I was not into any of it.
That's where my issue lies. Is he's just like, I don't know who you are, but I've been sniffing you for weeks, and so I'm just gonna like.
Is it cheap to live in Alaska? I wonder. How much is the cost of living? Yeah. She was spending $400 on panties and $400 on Amazon books about werewolf relationships. I will say this: when she like spirals at post breakup, I felt like I was like,
yeah. But Kris, remember that she said that she had like 2
savings
years worth of savings or something.
Right. Well, that's convenient.
No, it's my understanding that Alaska is expensive because you can't grow anything there. So
yeah,
anything that you're not like hunting or fishing food wise has to be like imported, exported. Like I mean not exported, just imported.
I think if you are skilled in certain jobs, I think you can apply and get almost like sponsored in a way, because they'll like they want
like,
people from certain industry to go and do that. So
like teachers, like if you wanted to go be a teacher in Alaska, like especially in like rural communities and stuff, like they need teachers and they'll like
Werewolves there, I'll definitely go.
Yeah.
I would pick up teaching again if I was.
But yeah, I do think it's a little any place that's like out of the way to that extreme. Plus, like think of all you're gonna spend on heating. Oof.
I don't. Those things are like so abstract to me because I live in like this so hot. It's so hot here that I'm like, I have to pay for this. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You're kidding. Okay. Any final thoughts? So you guys didn't enjoy any of the sexy scenes?
No, okay.
There are a few. Like if you're looking for a quick, like harmless read that has some sex in it, that's not like super graphic and gross, and then maybe pushes a little bit of consent boundary, but like that's okay with you because it's okay with the characters, then yes, this is this is the book for you.
I mean, I liked it. I didn't love the romance or anything, but I enjoyed like the picture of like this small town like in Alaska, because like I think about like moving off to like some remote location all the time. So I was like, I could picture myself doing that, and I enjoyed like, I don't know, her talking about just a little stupid day-to-day stuff. I just wasn't a huge fan of like the romance part of it. I enjoyed
like it was short and it could have like encompassed more of the town.
yeah.
Like feel more
if the setting had been turned into like the main thing, like instead of this being about their relationship, it had been almost like Wild, but we're reading about her in this new town, and like maybe she's having sex with someone, but it's mostly about her getting her shit together. That would have been a lot more entertaining for me, because I do like the small town idea as well. I like the idea of like
and,
showing
like,
up and trying to make it in your life.
Yeah, and I was even interested in just like how she was like kind of revamping the diner and like making. I wanted to hear more about these like freaking chocolate pastry things that she was making. Like, where's
those chocolate squares?
Yeah, that sounded good.
That was the real sex scene. That was a real sex. Those chocolate squares. Oh my god, that part was hilarious. See, it did have some parts when the post lady figures out her name, and then she's like, I'm not giving you any more chocolate bars, and she's like, no, she's like, I'm only giving you lemon bars, and she's like, I hate lemon bars. She's like, I know.
I love lemon bars.
I mean, I will be honest, I stopped and like laughed. I stopped and was like, ha 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 ha. That's funny. That exceeds the only part that I was like, it was whenever Alan was around, or whenever Cooper was being like
Coopery.
Annoying. Other than that, her and the rest of the town of Grundle or Grundy or whatever, they were cool. I like them. Cool people. So
I guess she kind of reminded me of the character from Silver Spoon a little bit. Like Lowdown. If Lowdown had like
No. Do not compare her.
The cooking and the sass.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Her being like, you're not gonna get any chocolate. Like, you ain't gonna get no chocolate bars.
That's like saying that like, I don't know, like a Lindt chocolate and a Hershey bar are the same because they're both chocolate.
Mija cuando hay pequeño.
Okay. I want to reread Silver Spoons, guys. No, it's Silver Lining.
I remember the spoon. So I'm like, Silver Spoon.
Silver Spoon. No. It's Silver Lining in the Marvel. I want to reread that. That was really good. Okay,
that makes more sense.
Yeah. I liked it. It's pretty harmless. You should check it out if this review hasn't spoiled it for you. It's got its really funny moments, I will say that. And if it's just like a quick, like you're gonna go to the toilet and you want to finish it on there, fine. Or if you want to read it to distract yourself from turbulence, also fine. It's pretty short. You could finish it in like a day. All right. So you want to know what the main book is for the next month? Well, It's technically shit. It's technically this month's, right? But we're behind.
We can shift our timelines. We don't follow what paradigm
Fucking cares, okay? Felicia's left us. We're on our own. We're adrift. Do what we want now. Okay, so get this. I feel like we're gonna this book is gonna traumatize me. This is called Pestilence, the Four Horsemen, book 1. That's the cover.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like a apocalypse sex story. Okay, let's see. They came to Earth. Pestilence, war, famine, death. 4 horsemen riding their screaming steeds, racing to the corners of the world. 4 horsemen with the power to destroy all of humanity. They came to Earth, and they came to end us all. When Pestilence comes for Sarah Burnstown, one thing is certain. Everyone she knows and loves is marked for death. Unless, of course, the angelic-looking horseman is stopped, which is exactly what Sarah has in mind when she shoots the unholy beast off his steed. Too bad no one told her Pestilence can't be killed. Now the horseman, very much alive and very pissed off, has taken her prisoner. Uh-oh. And he's eager to make her suffer. Uh-oh. Only
Problematic.
Problematic. She's with him. Uh-oh. The more uncertain she is about her true feelings. I'm already triggered. Her true feelings toward her and hers towards him. Uh-oh. And now, well, Sarah might still be able to save the world.
But with her vagina.
No. Wait, sorry, finish.
God damn it! But in order to do so, she'll have to sacrifice her heart in the process. Oh God!
Hey, Kris,
by Laura Thalassa.
While you were reading, I looked up the Goodreads, right, to see the cover and stuff. And this is the very first review that comes up. Okay, it says in bold, "Do not." I repeat, do not. Let the mind-blowingly beautiful cover seduce you. This is the first step towards your doom. If you are weak like me and given to the temptress called cover, be prepared to shut your moral compass. This is necessary if you do not wish to spend your entire reading experience hearing the voices in your head screaming, "Error 404, this is not right."
404. Oh, man. So I'm excited. Because I know I'm not gonna
yeah, you're not
like this. I'm here for a surly werewolf. It's not a perfect relationship, but I'm here for it. So that's it.
I don't like capturing. It's too real.
She's not sure of how she feels though. So capturing is the only way he's
called
gonna win her
Stockholm
over.
Syndrome. Stop thinking that it's romantic to have the woman be kidnapped.
Yeah.
Violence against women is still really happening, guys. Mm-hmm. Stop using it as a plot point. Why can't she be starting her own business and he has a competing business?
Apparently, though, you have something to look forward to. Apparently, she calls him Pestilence all the time. Even when they're having sex, she'll be like, "Oh, Pestilence."
Well, what else is
spoilers? Stop reading reviews, Andrea. Stop it.
To call him Peste?
Puñeta.
Ay, Peste. Ay, Dios mío, Peste. ¿Qué Peste?
El peste está por ahí.
¡Ahí está Peste! Está bien grande, Peste.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight. What a fucking hot mess. Holy shit. Oh, this is good though. I missed you guys. I mean, I know I saw you yesterday, but I missed
Ay, Dios mío. I'm gonna start calling Ivan Peste. All right, yeah, this was fun.
You know what's weird? I saw an episode of Supernatural where the 4 horsemen show up and Pestilence is in a wheelchair. He's an old dude in a wheelchair.
Pestilence is never supposed to be attractive. He's always super gross.
Well, according to this cover, he looks like Thranduil from
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Well, no, the Hobbit trilogy.
Whatever.
Trilogy. Okay, goodbye, Internet. Thanks for sticking around. Send us your werewolf book recommendations if you have any.
Yes, please.
Bear with us as we make our way through Vaginal Fantasy Hangouts and we read Peste. I heart Peste. By the way, for non-Spanish speakers, pete means stink. So it's like she's calling him stinky.
She's gonna defeat him with some fabuloso.
Some cleaning. She's gonna put some like Vicks Vapor Rub under her nose.
Lysol wipes. Bye, motherfucker.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
For a guest.